Space, the final frontier. Except for Power Rangers, where it was just the end of the beginning.
Power Rangers in space. Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers.
Out of this world. Power Rangers in space.
Hello and welcome to Earth Alien ProtoMet. In 1997, Power Rangers Turbo aired, and most consider it to be one of the worst seasons of Power Rangers. But that's a topic for another video. Needless to say, 1998's Power Rangers in Space had its work cut out for it. So did it manage to recover its glory, or did it become lost in space? Also, this video will contain spoilers for the end of Turbo, but there's no avoiding it, so you've been warned.
After Divatox's crew manages to destroy the command center, leaving the Turbo Rangers without any powers, the Rangers are forced to fly into space in a desperate hope that they can somehow help the captured Zordon. Soon after, the United Alliance of Evil, comprised of the villains from all previous seasons, celebrate their victory over the forces of good in the service of their true leader, Dark Spectre. Unbeknownst to them, Andros, the Red Space Ranger, has infiltrated the party in an attempt to save Zordon. When his plan fails, he's forced to flee with Dark Spectre's top general, Astronema, in hot pursuit, resulting in him coming across the wayward Rangers from Earth. Though it takes some convincing, Andros agrees to help the other Rangers battle against the United Alliance of Evil as the Power Rangers in space.
Usually when a popular series takes the jump to outer space, it's a desperate attempt to keep the series relevant. Gilligan's Planet, anyone? But not so for Power Rangers. In fact, taking the action to space was just the right course correction that the series needed. And it was kind of by accident.
When Toei was originally working on Denji Sentai Mega Rangers, Saban had been led to believe that the show would have more of a focus on space, which wasn't quite the case. But because they had already decided to go all in on the space theme, it meant that the action was taken to other planets in the broader Power Rangers universe, greatly expanding the scope of the conflict between good and evil, and showing that evil was winning. A lot of the action does still occur on Earth, and there are even a few recurring characters there, including the returning Bulk and Skull, who are now working with the eccentric Professor Phenomenus to search for proof of aliens. But most of the major story beats, particularly those focusing on Andros, occur on distant planets as the Rangers search for any sign of the captured Zordon. With most of the cast of Rangers returning from Turbo, it means that there are fewer episodes focusing on developing them. But they are given enough screen time to justify the major focus on Andros and the search for his missing sister, as well as his past that leads to him working alone at the start of the series, making for a fantastic through-line for the series. And the villains are well utilized too. While her actress struggles a bit with the role early on, Astronema quickly develops into a compelling villain, eschewing the goofier tone of both Rita Repulsa and Divatox, making her a more dangerous threat than the Rangers have dealt with before. Add into that Ecliptor's unwavering loyalty to her and Darkonda's venomous scheming, it's kind of surprising that the show's big bad, Dark Spectre, doesn't show up very much. Which isn't to say that he's resting on his laurels, as the presence of past villains throughout the show intimate his evil hand at work beyond the scope of the show's focus on the Rangers. Heck, even Elgar, Divatox's dim-witted nephew from Turbo, is well utilized in this show, acting as the still dim-witted minion to the far more serious and competent villains he now serves. And then there are the Psycho Rangers, who were introduced late in the series. They've proved to be so much of a threat that they wound up being just as popular as, if not more than, the Space Rangers themselves. This is also the first season of Power Rangers to introduce the concept of a Battleizer, a Red Ranger exclusive power-up that originates in Power Rangers, being absent from the original Mega Ranger. Battleizers would appear in multiple subsequent seasons that, with one exception, would remain exclusive to Power Rangers.
Suffice it to say, Power Rangers in Space brought the franchise back from the brink of oblivion, and the fact that elements of it can still be found in more recent Power Rangers media, especially the recently concluded run of Boom Studios' Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic, shows just how important to Power Rangers this show was. In fact, while I don't remember watching the show much when I was younger, I absolutely remember one specific moment from the show's final episode that will always be a testament to the epicness of the franchise in my mind. I strongly recommend giving Power Rangers in Space a watch. Unfortunately, it wasn't all a bed of roses. And next week, I'll show you how what works on paper twice doesn't quite work in execution. Until then, I'm ProtoMet. See ya.